Alright, welcome back for another installment of Plum Pap Garage here. And it's getting winter time, and we have a specially designated lawnmower here for doing some plowing of snow. And, you know, nothing special, can't really plow a lot with it, but it's nice for moving a little bit of snow in the driveway here and there. And anyway, when you let something in a small equipment, whenever you let something sit around with some fuel in it, you know how it gets all gummed up with this ethanol fuel and whatnot. So this thing's having troubles running, and I'm pretty sure it's probably this carburetor here, and we'll see here. A lot of the time that's what it is in small equipment. When you let something sit over a while with that fuel in it, it just gums everything up and just doesn't want to run proper. And most of the time it's the carburetor, honestly. A lot of the times when I have to fix the lawnmower or something, it's usually the carburetor. And so that's probably what we'll be doing here. And I got an old trick for that. And it's always worked for me. I mean, you guys may call me an idiot or whatever, but it's always worked for me. And this carburetor here is off of a 18 horse Briggs and Stratton. So first thing is, well, some of these have these new shutoff solenoids that shuts off the fuel from getting into the jets and keeps it from running. And some of them just have a bolt there. Pretty much take this off. I usually like to take these seals off because don't want to ruin them. I usually take this here float out too, just a pin. Take that out, and then you don't want to lose this because this is your flow shut off valve. Come on, focus now. Okay, or don't focus. But anyway, that shuts your fuel off from overflowing the bowl. And pretty much that's all you gotta do. Make sure you don't have any like rubber stuff. This is a plastic piece on this choke lever here, but that should be alright. I've done this a lot of times. But anyway, my secret is I fire up a pot of water here, and I just set it down like this, because this is where your main jets are. And I set it down in the pot like this, let her boil for like half an hour or so at the minimum. And it's always worked for me. Call me crazy or not, but it actually does work. I've fixed several small engines doing that, and I'm not sure if it's the hot water dissolving the stuff, or it's actually, that's why I set it on the bottom, because the boiling bubbles off the bottom come up through them jets and stuff. That's why I set it down like that. I don't know if that helps any, or I feel like it does, but I don't really know. And yeah, so I guess we'll get this here water chooching. Wouldn't recommend doing this in your family cooking dish, but I mean, if you really want to, you could. It would add some extra flavor to your food. If you're gonna do it, don't get one of these, I think it's Teflon coated pans here, because I boil some stuff to clean it up, and then it peels that coating off of there and just gets everywhere. Really, it's sort of annoying. So we'll just set that in there until she gets up and boiling. And I don't know, I think I'm gonna try. I used to do it just boiling it regular, and just boil with water, and it usually fixes it up. And I'm gonna try, I got some washing soda that usually helps clean up stuff, so I'll probably dump a little bit of that in when it gets boiling, and that should clean it out. And this usually always works for me. I usually throw the bowl and stuff in there to help it get cleaned up. And this always works for me. It's a weird method. I don't know where I ever really found out about it at. because I was working on my uncle's lawnmower one time, and I don't know, I was having troubles with it. It was the carburetor, and I think I did try some of that 2+2 carb cleaner or something. It just wasn't getting it the whole way. And I tried a bunch of different stuff. I think I blew air through it or something and all this junk. And eventually I don't know, somehow I got the idea in my head to boil it. I don't know if I got it off the internet or what, I don't remember. And I boiled it, and it worked fine then. Because he had left old gas in it, and usually this will clean it up. Now, I've tried this on like chainsaw carburetors and stuff. It doesn't seem to do it as good. I think it's probably because of the smaller holes. Maybe it needs to set longer to do them, but it seems to work out good, and I've been using it ever since. Now, another thing, if you're going to do this, I'd recommend replacing the gasket. This is a gasket that goes onto the intake and your carburetor bolts on there. I usually recommend replacing them, or making one is usually what I do, because it's just way cheaper and faster. And because I just usually, sometimes you can reuse gaskets and be alright, but I personally don't like to reuse gaskets, because it's just a hit or miss, sort of, because you don't know. It can get, well, see, this one's sort of brittle. It might be because it's cold out, though, but anyway, I usually just put a new one on, be safe. I would have took some video footage of me taking the carburetor off, but it's just too darn cold out to be screwing and fiddling around with the camera while you're trying to take a carburetor off, but it's pretty much. Alright, so we've had this in here for about half an hour, 45 minutes. Got a lovely cooking of gasoline smell going on, so we'll check it out. Yeah, you can see just how many bubbles we got going on here, and that really helps going up through the jets, I think. At least that's my scientific guess here. Let's see here how it looks. Should be good. Ooh. If I don't break it before we take it out here. Oh my. You could also, I would recommend maybe waiting till it cools, but look at that. If anything, that washing soda really helped wash it up. I don't know if you remember, but it was a little gunky and dirty, but it looks pretty nice and clean now. Now, the best option would probably be to take some compressed air and blow through there. I don't feel like firing up the air compressor right now, so I'm just gonna, since it's cold out, take it inside and let it dry. But yeah, I really cleaned it up, I'll tell you what. Should have cleaned up the jets inside and everything too now. Heck, maybe this is maybe that'll be a new way. Maybe I'll do an experiment with that, if maybe cleaning greasy parts in a pot of that there washing soda. Maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll be a good way to clean parts up. Seems to work pretty good. So I guess we'll put that back on then. See how it went. Well, boys, I got the carburetor back on, and let me see if I can get. Yeah, you can see it in there. It was working and running. I was going to do a video of it running, but the battery's dead. She just doesn't want to chooch right now. But I want to get this video uploaded and done with, and it does work, so it's a good trick for you. And keep tuned in to Plum Garage now, boys.